It's an Undead mirror in the grand final. It is Happy who's able to defend the tier 1 title that he got in the Don't Force Me Cup against the challenger, but the dominator of the group stage in LabyRinth. It's the old established emperor against the crazy Korean professor on his rise to the tier 1 pinnacle of the Warcraft scene. Who is the best player in the world today?
Last question to be answered for this beautiful tournament. The Super League has been super, in my opinion, in many ways. This semi-final just a moment ago, I think, should have convinced all of us what a series it was. Happy and 40, of course, have provided this level of play and entertainment many times before. And the big question now is if Labby can continue this form as well and continue this amazing run in the most important day. If he can succeed here today, this would be one hell of a run. One of the most impressive in a long time.
It would be 14 wins in a row against the best players in the world. Unparalleled spheres that he's reaching there. It is an interesting matchup between the two because this is very different from the established mirror match that we see between Happy and 120, where one player is going for the Lich and 120 then going for Tet Fiends. Labby is not a Tet Fiend player. Labby is usually banking on expansions, and this was the downfall of Happy, gambling for anti-expansion plays, and Labby fooled him a little bit and made it so the early game for Happy was very ineffective. Any learning effects here? First test right now.
Maybe what you pointed out is happening again because Happy is charging across the map, one level down, and he doesn't get the last hit here on the Magi. This one also goes to LabyRinth, 2.5 now on the Lich. Happy needs to catch up on that level up, finding a surround right there. That ghoul goes down, has it now, and those Nova hit hard on the ghouls.
And we have the replenishment potion. Nice to get the mana back. In the meantime, you might have been worried that Labby wanted to expand, but that is not the case. The tech is running. 60 seconds left. That is a solid 15-second lead on Labby. On tier 2, we're going to see DKs, of course, and that's another deviation that they had in the group stage. Happy was highly focused on a very powerful Lich, while Labby was more distributing his experience levels, but will we even get there? Easy to get out microed by Happy with Lich and Ghouls.
Couple of ghoul kills here early. Happy so far has the slight upper hand. This one looks to be a 1-for-1 trade. Denies are also going to be quite important here on our journey to level 3. And there, indeed, Labby has the clear edge.
Okay, another ghoul being chased by a skeleton. Might fall eventually, but Labby holds his ground here. First exclamation mark for the Korean with... Okay, this ghoul gets away. The other one also gets away. Happy on top of his game. Nova, but deny the level of play.
Both showing up well here for the grand final, just the way we want to see it. I wonder also how this grand final is going to develop strategically throughout the course of it. Of course, we're going to have many different maps. Often that will lead to different strategies on those given maps. When normally, it doesn't really. Normally, both Happy and Labby play Lich Ghouls. But, you know, I was wondering, how much was Happy concerned with the grand final? Was he trying to put some mental prep time into the grand final, into Undead Mirror? Probably not his biggest concern, but if there was some time, then of course there was one clear example of how to beat Labby in this matchup, and that was 1-0 in the running season. And he plays different.
That is correct. The question is the LabyRinth from Playday 1 the same LabyRinth of the grand final, or was there a little bit of progress throughout the season? I would say Labby has stepped up his ghoul play tremendously. It is different, and the game plans are also very different than what we've seen there. Happy thinks toe-to-toe is my best chance. I am better than this guy. But so far, is that really true? Labby is the first one to get to level 3. Labby has a tech advantage. Labby is the first to have the DK out. Labby almost getting trapped here, but is also the one for the boots. He got 2 boots.
Double boots.
Yeah, maybe he thought he could steal it away, but Happy has it already. That's expensive.
Yeah, pretty sure that's just a misclick. I think he just spam clicked the button. And now we got 2 of them. Ouch. Well, at least he's gonna get some money back when he sells them. Surely he sells them. Yeah, okay. Okay, quick math, nerds in the chat. What is 40% of 250? That's how much he lost.
Exactly. The chat can answer that because I am surely not trying to attempt this now. Lich levels, very similar. DK levels, very similar. The big thing that speaks in favor of Labby is the tech. Both had a very late graveyard and therefore very late slaughterhouses. But again, in that, Labby is ahead as well.
Looking quite mirrored now so far. Experience, items, hero strength in general is gonna be quite important towards the late game. Pretty even hero strength up until this point. Good Nova, by the way. Hurts the Death Knight, gets the last hit. And that early game experience lead seems to have completely evaporated.
That's true. A little bit of last hits here for Happy. One creep spot more. Coils be thrown. Mana management, of course, an important skill to have in Undead Mirror. Dark Rituals used left and right for a little extra. No big Lich lead for Happy, but no big DK lead for Labby. This is already very, very even. Usually the people might be thinking, okay, if everything is very even, then Happy is going to tear his head off. They have probably not seen the fights of Labby in the group stage, which were exquisite. We're going to have a frenzy timing for Labby, who is on tier 3 already. Might be Dark Ranger time.
Dark Ranger or Crypt Lord normally is the consideration as the third hero. In a slow game, especially on a big map, we may see a lot more Crypt Lord. But when it's this hotly contested and every camp and every minute is so important, it's mainly about Dark Ranger.
I agree with the Black Arrow with the Silence build, of course. Statues providing a lot of healing against the poison here. Happy got the... No, Happy wanted the steal, but Labby takes it. Releases his anger now on the poor ghouls. We got a Vamp Aura. Not too bad for the ghouls, but in general, you would love to have something for mana or for range. So he gets it to the pawn shop. Invul Potion for it. And now we got the Dark Ranger, and Happy has some catching up to do.
Split second there for Labby as well, by the way. He was almost in time to steal one creep from the Tuskar. That would have delayed level 2 Death Knight. It was just split second too late. Just as Happy was split second too late. On this level, the highest level there is, every moment matters.
We got a ghoul loss here. Rotating them out, I guess. We got the Mana Stone for Labby, an insane item. It's basically a mix of a Subi Mask and a big Mana Potion. Regenerates your mana over time. It can also be consumed. Don't ask me how to consume a stone. I wouldn't know. Lich Mana looks amazing. Levels are looking okay, but the DK got the freedom to go to level 3.
Yeah, so Labby split the experience on Death Knight and Dark Ranger. Both now have a good share of experience. Happy's DR 0 XP, but in exchange he's got the level 3 Death Knight. I would say for the first fight that's really good for Happy, of course, with that level 2 coil.
Dark Ranger!
But later on...
Dark Ranger not in the group! Labby forgot about it! Huge mistake by Labby, the first one, and you can't make mistakes versus Happy. That was just left behind, and now all momentum on Happy's side.
Is that a bit of nerves showing, Neo? 2 pairs of boots bought, that was 100 gold lost. Not the end of the world, just 100 gold, you know. I mean, it is noticeable, but not deadly. But the Dark Ranger not in the group. That is something we didn't see in the group stage. Where Labby was so strong.
Okay, that is extra experience for Lich and DK at least, but nothing is falling. Web coming, Destroyer upgrade ready for Happy now. He seems very confident, of course. A little jump start for the heroes as well, catching up to the Lich. First experience for the Dark Ranger on the other side. Usually, Labby cannot fight without level 2 coil, but how do you want to dodge that fight to get another creep spot in?
Every item, every level up here has meaning.
Nova.
Now again we see a bit of an experience lead on LabyRinth, so Lich might be getting level 4 first. Every level up on the Lich is also big. We love the level 4 for the better Dark Ritual. And of course, +4 intelligence.
Labby got every single hit here. This one Tuskar. There's one big difference. Labby has Black Arrow and Happy went for Silence. Now the Dark Ranger is level 2, so both spells available. Really, really good. Still trailing behind in the coil department, but at least we got the Dark Ritual, Black Arrow synergy plus Silence on top.
Did Happy find the claws +8 from the lab?
I
really buy them.
am not sure, actually.
Didn't quite pay close enough attention there either. Sorry about that, chat, but whatever it is, the Lich is looking strong now. Normally, not many players buy Claws of Attack +8. They're very expensive, 300 gold. But Happy will quite often buy those items. Something that chat was, by the way, also pointing out earlier in the series against Fortitude. He spends so much gold on items, at times, like 7,000 gold, believe it or not.
I believe it. I saw the post-game stats, especially after game 1. That was crazy. Claws +12 for Labby here compared to the Warsong Battle Drums is nice damage on both sides. Happy is getting ready for the first push of the game. Supply in favor of Labby. Economy in Happy's favor. And a town portal. One Acolyte. Happy will surely respond with a town portal of his own. 2 easy kills. But that's about it. Not the end of the world.
It gets out clean. Didn't lose anything. One ghoul very hurt. Excuse me. One ghoul was not part of the TP, actually. So that one does go down. But Labby could have killed another one with proper focus. Again, I say, losing one ghoul more or less isn't, you know, super game deciding, but it's, again, a small error. And a couple of these small errors have crept in here for Labby.
At least he was able to catch up with the DK. And Happy didn't get another advantage in the meantime. Caught up on Dark Ranger levels. We got a Reju potion again. Statues on the ground, destroyers in the air. Upgrades 1-0 on both sides. Happy is now breaking upkeep as well. We're cruising towards the shop, the last remaining spots as well. Invo potion count, 2 versus 2, with Happy having the big one on the DK.
Giving some solo experience here to the DR. You like to have damage items on both heroes, Dark Ranger and Lich, ideally. And the replenish potion is left behind. Oh my lord. I know Happy doesn't appreciate it so much, oftentimes sells it. I love that item for some reason. Seems like I have a regen fetish a little bit. I also love the Ring of Regen. But this one is left behind, and the rest of the map is getting crept up. Oh, look at the Dark Ranger. She's got +10 damage all of a sudden. Of course, also with that aura, bit of attack speed. Happy has some really good backline damage dealers here.
Dark Ranger by Happy, closer to level 3. Lich by Labby is level 4 already. A better synergy with Dark Ritual, but then you might lack that level 2 skeleton. This is like nuances between the two. Is he pushing into Happy's base, or is there another plan? Both are scouting for each other's expansions.
And it's just Fiend Destroyer for now. Quite a few Fiends still. If Fiends die heavily on both sides early in the fight, which absolutely can happen, then this might deteriorate into a mass Destroyer game. Destroyer is in fact magic immune, as I'm sure we're all aware, so those don't have to fear the Nova. And the Nova is going to be the big scary thing this game, especially with the Lich first. Especially if Lich gets 5. And I think that's Labby's best win condition this game. Keep on fighting, keep on trading. Look for that level 5 Lich.
We're pushing forward. Happy has home turf advantage. Labby feels like he has to go through. Supply is dead even. Nova hits hard on both sides. Lich in trouble for Labby. Has the Invo potion up. This was great shop control. Destroyer for Happy dies.
Arcure for Happy was beautiful, getting that damage in from all sides from the Fiends. He gets level 4 here on the Lich, of course, after the opponent. Invo potion now, by the way, over on Labby on the first hero. This Lich has a lot of damage, but not many defensive items. Bit of a glass cannon. Destroyers falling indeed, only one left for either player, and there goes the last one. Now no Dispel anymore for LabyRinth. Happy getting more kills. Death Knight level 4. Good kiting on the Fiends as always.
Coils on time. Happy is destroying Labby in his home turf. The Fiend micro was always Labby's weakness in the group stage. He could even that out. Here it doesn't seem to be the case. Another Destroyer saved by the Bell with a little bit of Dispel and the Coil. But yeah, Labby, how are you supposed to win this? He's gunning. Happy is gunning for the DK now. Invo potion or TP or just the GG. Happy sets the tone for the grand final and takes the 1-0.
Happy looking good here. Happy looking solid, to be honest. There weren't too many tests, I feel like, this game. We had some small skirmishes early on. There, Labby made some small mistakes. We had a bit of a push into the main base. Labby made a small mistake. But this was, honestly, a lot of just normal order of business.
$7,700 on the line. This is already Labby's best finish in a tournament ever. It's his highest prize money ever. Of course, you don't want to stop when you're just 4 maps away. And of course, can bring glory to himself, Korea, the Undeads, everyone. We stick with the Liches. No deviation just here. Labby in the red, bottom left-hand side. Happy in the blue, upper right-hand side.
Happy was looking quite aggressive on the first map, creeping only one camp and then looking for a fight walking across the map. Also perhaps considering and concerned about a possible fast expansion. This is going to be the first big question here of this early game and also for this series. Is Labby going to attempt a fast expansion? That's in fact why Happy is scouting down here, looking for a Merc camp creep.
Yeah, you gotta be ready for Labby's expansion at all times. That's his most dangerous asset, I'd say. We got the creep going for mercenaries for the biggest item on the map. And this is a little bit of a difference here. Happy going for the Merc camp.
Yeah.
Labby is not, even though he's pulling it now already.
Maybe that's just because the Acolyte suicided to the creeps. Happy, of course, had the scouting Acolyte, and Labby didn't. So Labby didn't know what the opponent was up to and how safe he was to creep greedy camps. Happy saw the opponent is creeping on his side, so he had some time. And importantly, he wasn't getting scouted by an Acolyte. So Happy has a really good, correct read here. They can get the big camp early on, fast level 2 with a big item.
Happy surely did his prep. Ring of the Archmagi for the Emperor. Lots of poison on Labby here already. No sacrificial skull, and the tech has started. Again, with Labby a couple of seconds faster. We invested into the Shadow Priest, of course, which can take care of skeletons. Easy. And, of course, the juicy healing.
It for Happy is a little bit bruised, and again on level 2, it's going to come to a fight.
Circlet. For Labby, of course, Happy loves to be a little princess with the circlets on its head, multiples usually. But if you have a Ring of the Archmagi, you're not in need of that. Sick deny. The ghoul calls so far easily cleaned up by Labby in the north, but also in the process of losing one himself. Nice skelly block by Happy, but an invite for Nova and another deny via Ritual Dagger.
Good.
Another deny, this time by
Good.
Labby. The level of play is insane. Both get one kill now. Jesus Christ.
That took a while to get the first real kills here, to get the experience. Both players looking sharp here early on with a couple of losses on both sides. Happy though, it looks like he's coming out ahead with a little bit more experience.
Wait a minute, we still got the Shadow Priest. We play hide and seek, and Happy's winning the hide and seek game next to the Murlocs. Instead, Labby takes a little break, reads a book, becomes stronger in that. Ghouls still chasing each other across the map. Labby has boots. With that, he can apply quite some pressure.
But no ghouls around anymore. Happy can use those here for a bit more normal damage. And the Lich doesn't want to keep on fighting here too much longer. Happy gonna creep up another camp. And will certainly go for his own pair of boots here, just as he's getting level 3.
We got late graveyards once again. A little more extreme on Labby's side. Tech and DK will be here. We go for the labs. How fitting if your name is LabyRinth. That's level 3 most likely, and potentially a big item. You got the Mana Stone before. This time it's an Ankh in a hero-centric matchup. Not the worst, but oh, he has to abandon the rest of the camp. Maybe big damage by this lab creep.
Happy has no scout over there. But does he have the spidey senses tingling? They're just pretty close by.
Oh, but Labby is prepared, or is he? Big Nova, Labby, you got the Ankh, but do you really want to lose it here? Seems like he's not paying much attention as he's busy with the creeps on the high ground. The Ogre is still standing! Ankh triggered, and who gets the Mauler now?
Alright, that item wasn't worth too much. I think one ghoul died to the creeps, if I heard that right. Or did it? Maybe not. Well, anyways, you hope for a good item there normally to be strong in the late game. This item is now spent. But the experience at least is equalized. Supply is also almost equal. But again, it seems like Happy is a little bit ahead.
And we're still hungry for that Mauler. Lich and Skeleton takes it up now, but Happy, is he in time? Good scout by Labby. And with the next roll of Necromancy, he claims that one. 3.2 now. This series, Labby is not getting out-crapped on his Lich as he was in the group stage. He still won the fight though, which was incredibly impressive. Winning fights with level 4 Lich against level 5 Lich ain't easy. The boots advantage is evened out. DK on both sides. And everything else is very similar.
Death Knight's now out. Ready to start coiling and healing. That is their job. Later on, provide some move speed as well. Death Knight always the staple that you need in every undead army. Sometimes the first hero, sometimes the second hero. But you need that guy. He's one of the important generals. Happy right now. Wasting his time maybe. A little bit. Running around. Looking for a creepjack seemingly. Not finding one. This is a good exchange. Or, you know, a good lack of an exchange for Labby. Got a full creep camp.
Yeah, but he's also losing half of his HP on the Lich. DK is in trouble, is here on the right-hand side, and now things turn around. Both have coils. There's a lot of mana available. Who's losing more ghouls and who takes control of the map in the mid-game? For now, nasty Nova on both sides. Jesus, now we got some movement speed advantage, which Happy throwing more coils here. Chip damage with skeletons. Lich is not looking that great, and the level advantage on the DK goes to Labby.
It's a big edge all of a sudden, and it came from a very simple play. Just try to creep a camp.
Careful, buddy! You gotta run now! A little icicle, the fiend shots. He survives on 29. On the other side, the ghouls, man, they're just throwing themselves into the meat grinder. Happy is catching up in levels, and Labby is a bit loose with the ghouls.
It's again a little bit of a concentration error. Honestly, this would have been great for Labby if he just gets out. Sure, the DK is hurt, but he's going to heal up over time, and he got that level lead. But then losing the two ghouls, that again is a little blemish in the early game. Another one of those small mistakes that Happy will quickly take advantage of.
So far, Happy seems more solid, more prepared, and cleaner thanks to the warm-up against Fortitude. And of course, his preparation throughout the week. Chop killed, and Wand of Mana stealing kinda nice. Happy is everywhere, including at the tavern. Gets the faster Dark Ranger.
Trying to equalize the situation with the Death Knight levels. Gonna pick up that level 2 here in a moment. Now he's finally got the aura. Also, still needs the Orb of Corruption before he's actually ready for a fight. One of Mana Steal is good on Happy's side. And Invuln also pretty good for Labby. I've noticed that 1-0 likes to sell the big Invuln to buy a small Invuln. to save a little bit of gold. But I'm never really sure if that's exactly worth it.
Well, it's all about optimizing here. We got the Wand of Mana stealing that can swing a fight around. On the side of Happy, levels are pretty much dead even. We still got the merchant, the mercenary camp for Labby, and that's exactly where he's going. A little calm before the tier 3 storm.
One of the Wind, oftentimes not a very useful item. In this matchup, it can be amazing. When the coil timings are so razor thin, where you have to use them to save your units, if you can disable the Death Knight at a right moment, and then also follow up with Silence, this can be a game-winning item, or at least a fight-winning item in these Fiend Mirrors.
Nasty, nasty, nasty creep jack. The Ogre Lord is up for grabs here. Biggest item on the map, biggest experience on the map. Happy is right there with the Destroyer. We don't have Web yet on either side. Big Destroyer morph by Happy, still at 50. Labby trailing behind a little bit and also doesn't have the level 2 coil.
Does this have the looks of a Destroyer mirror already, boys? It might be. We have just 2 Destroyers early on and not much anti-air. Death Knight low HP. Here is the Wand of the Wind, but a quick reaction. Wand again. You can spam that thing! And that is the disable. And that is the kill on the Lich. This might be it already.
He was ready for the 1-1, but that's a double charge, and that's a DK down, and it's a disaster for LabyRinth in the greatest, biggest match of his career. Happy, the veteran, the experienced, the more decorated player, brings his A-game, and Labby is not able to follow this up just yet.
Just a little bit ahead right now. He doesn't seem tired from the previous series at all. As you put it, he seems warmed up, oiled up, ready to go. Vaseline all over his body. Nothing can stop him at the moment as it seems. 2-0 lead. Big edge already into a best of 7. Not something, though, that LabyRinth hasn't found his way back from before. And as we said before as well, Labby right now in the shape of a lifetime.
We got the same opener. There is, of course, room to vary your early game. You can play Crypt Lord. You can play DK. Labby can also on big maps play a Dreadlord. He has shown that many times on maps like Twisted, even though he lost that one encounter to 1-0. And then on the other side, is that the style you want to play against Happy? Many questions that he probably asked himself throughout the week when he had the time to prepare. But it was already noticeable in WSB that Labby might not have been able to preserve his shape from Super League to WSB and now back to Super League. We were hoping for a little bounce back. For now, that is questionable, and Happy got the deserved 2-0 lead. But this guy, Labby, he created miracles in the group stage out of thin air. We need group stage Labby.
Yes, we certainly do. LabyRinth creeping very conservatively at the start of the game, close to his main base. No Acolyte, no Skull. This is again going to be no expansion. Happy in the meanwhile was taking the greens in the center. You would love to get both turtles here, including the Hydra, for level 2, and both those permanent items. Claws of attack, of course, the primary prize these lichens are looking for.
Okay. Gloves of Haste on Happy's side. Everything is a bit hurt from the Hydra poison. We got first blood for Labby with an Acolyte killed in the north. It's a tiny chunk of XP. And now Skeletons could give you that so important level 2. Deny with the Ritual Dagger. Early fight again.
That was a huge Nova by Labby as well. He hit all of the ghouls. Now it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. So far, we're keeping count. Labby down 2 ghouls. Don't want to lose a third. Micro mistakes, Neo. He walked the ghoul back into range twice.
Gets level 2 now as well. We keep on fighting. Mana advantage is a little bit with Happy. But yeah, this is not the momentum that we were looking for. It is a tech lead for Labby and reinforcements for him arrive faster.
There's a little bit more DPS here on Happy with the increased attack speed. Would love to try to get some claws as well. Is he bold enough to try the other green camp? When you start this camp against the Hydra and your opponent is ready to check, can be dangerous. Another ghoul goes down. No deny there. Does Happy get it? Yes, he sure does.
Ooh, this is a bit problematic here. Instead of the magical turnaround, we see Happy gaining more and more momentum, and Labby is not able to follow that up once again. Both are level 2, but the tiny XP advantage turns from Labby's advantage to Happy's advantage due to a better fight. He also got another extra ghoul. Labby has to reinvest, has to rely on the tech lead that he got.
A bit awkward right now. Neither player has Rod of Necromancy. That's certainly something you want to pick up later. Also, you want to get boots. Labby will acquire these now. No double boots this time, so that's a bit of an improvement.
That's right. And of course, lots of chip damage here. Labby not racing up for level 3, which Happy, I guess, would love to, but keeping tabs with more movement speed. Keeping Happy away for now. Acolyte looking for any cheeky expansion, but that is also not the case. Both are waiting for the necessary mana for another Nova.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, we have an honest-to-God, clear advantage here for Labby for once. That tier 3 is decently ahead of the opponent. But the big prize is still the turtle. Nova might be necessary. Happy comes in just in time for the steal.
Oh,
he doesn't get the item, but it's only a ring for Labby.
The timing was amazing. 2.4 now. Almost half a level ahead. This time, Happy is also ahead in the DK department. Just the tier 3 is trailing a little bit behind, and that's oftentimes what kills him in the matches versus 1-2-0. The faster destroyers, the harder, faster counter to ghouls, and Labby seems to be very much focused on that.
Would love to have a strong Lich as well to go with that strong tier 3 timing. For that, some more creeping and some more levels will be necessary. Long way home, by the way. Why did Labby visit the merchant up there? Was he expecting Happy to be creeping there? Happy wasn't there. Bit of a waste of time. Not a big deal when you know, take a wrong turn, but it's all those little errors that cut into your efficiency.
Close to level 3 now. DK and Lich share experience. For Happy, that wasn't the case, so he's close to level 3. Get a claw as well. Shall be pretty happy about that. Labby currently supply blocked, can't produce any fiends. For Happy, production has started and ramped up already, marching across the map with boots and the bigger damage. What's the way out for LabyRinth? Happy seems very confident going towards the labs.
Big drag opportunity here if Labby makes it over to the other lab. A little bit too late to contest the big boy, but maybe he can get some ghouls.
Greater
But
mana.
now look at this experience difference. That's insane.
Yeah, it's not the first time we see that between the two. Definitely potential for Labby to catch up. Needs a strong DK for that. That was the story of their group stage game. But the big mana surely helps Happy. He's oftentimes lucky by forcing. Oh, Labby, watch! Watch!
Mana potion. Nova. Happy's looking for the kill. Can he get it? Is there a stun? Is there something? A block maybe? A right click is enough. 7-minute 40. And that's the 3-0.
I gotta say, Remo, this is not getting better. This is not getting more hopeful. This looks like 2021 DreamHack Finals. Autumn leaves indeed. It is Lich Mirror. I was hoping for big maps, but then I assume Happy took care of Twisted, where Labby has been playing this crazy Dreadlord. We are going live at the 2-minute mark. Remo has to wait a little bit due to that little bug we had. Creeping indeed. Happy on the left-hand side, Labby on the right-hand side. Can he show that this wasn't a fluke in the group stage, that he can shake off the nerves? A little bit of break in between for the players. We got Ring on the one side, Happy with a little bit more damage, but since it comes to these exchanges, this might even be nice. Nobody is going aggressive, as Remo said before. This is creeping here at the exact 3-minute mark, and it's time to dress up a little bit as the princesses that we love to be with the circlets. This time, hopefully cleaner creeps. This was a big risk at the lab for Labby. He got punished for that. Happy got perfect vision. So, you're that hurt? You're that hurt again? I'm doing things better than you again. I'm doing things more efficient than you again. And the tech timing is a little bit faster. Labby has to throw Happy off. He has to throw wrenches into Happy's gears. But for now is indeed just Creepcraft. Double ring. Not ideal. On the other side, what do we got here? Gauntlets. Yeah, he's getting a bit unlucky. Also, the mana potion in the middle of Hammerfall was lucky for Happy for sure, but he forced that by creeping that spot. Labby closer to level 3. Labby with a faster graveyard. We have a bit of differing builds so far. Boots on Happy's side, boots on Labby's side. Things are evening out as we march towards the middle here at the 4-minute mark. The most even game for now, I'd say. But Happy again, a little bit more efficient. Keeps the ghouls on the right-hand side, cleaning out the rogue squad, checking if Labby is doing the same. And now he knows that is not the case, so Labby must be on the map. And spam some mana. Here we go. Level 3, faster, Ring of Superiority, also nice for damage and HP. It looks like we got a brawl very soon. No big blunders so far, as we're gearing up for tier 2. Tech ahead for Happy for one of the first times. Scouting looking fine. Everybody's checking which camps are still available. Where are you? What are you doing? Happy will probably check Labby's inventory and just go straight up for ghouls. But in these mid-game skirmishes, it's mostly only about the ghouls anyway. But damage mitigation, never wrong. Sold one gets another circlet that was supposed to be contested, but Happy with some skeletons, more scouting, more eyes on the map, and the wait for level 2 to be over. 5 minutes 20, Remo. I'm coming. Doesn't take much.
6:35.
Yep. I'm gonna give you a countdown. So we're all in sync and we enjoy this beautiful game together. 8 ghouls for Labby, 7 on the other side. Bit slot starved here. But Happy is the one going aggressive. At least with the Lich, but a very patient game, which is not that typical, as Autumn Leaves is the brawly one where we fight in the middle. This was the downfall of Lin yesterday, going too greedy for lab creep. Not allowed. 6-minute mark has been reached, and this is the time for the tier 2 heroes to come in a second. Happy is ahead in tech, he's ahead with the second hero, he's ahead with the slaughterhouse as well. But Labby has the experience running for him, so at least there's that. We are at 6:20. Happy is catching up
player's
in
forces are
circlets, I presume? Or is it... Oh, Telestaff. Interesting. 630. Very little has happened here. Oh boy, is that a passive game. Where are you at? I'm at 645, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
All right, we're back in together, and Happy's getting ready to push into the base. Acolytes being split off already. Those Acolytes being lost in the tech is painful, and I think there's no way around it. It's going to be one kill at least. If it's only one, maybe not that bad, but it looks like it's going to be more.
Uh-oh, that's not great. DK is creeping, of course. Happy identifying another weakness. 2 Acolytes during the tech plus mining time. Another Acolyte being chased across the map. Make it 3. Happy punishing Labby. Oh, so hard.
No, one more Nova. 2 more kills. Where's the DK for the coils?
He's creeping, but he's losing against the creeps, I guess, as
no.
well.
That is 5 Acolyte kills.
Yep. That's a total and utter disaster.
That's not just hundreds of gold, that's thousands of gold.
Yep.
That is normally a neck breaker.
Such a...
Happy can't believe his luck. This is the easiest grand final he's had in a long time. B-Cups have been way harder than this.
He can't even snipe another Acolyte because the tech isn't finished yet. Total domination in the grand final. He really had a score to settle with LabyRinth after this grand final. Makes him almost look like a fool, like he did 21 times before.
There was some payback in these plays. Oh my god, dude, that is so painful. When the hell is Labby even gonna get to 50 supply? Next year, maybe.
Well. The gold advantage is getting bigger and bigger. Happy did not build a ziggurat though, so he's stuck at 40.
Well, that is a clear macro mistake. Happy proves that also he can make errors. Has still not realized it. He is gonna try to get the Dark Ranger in a moment, and I guess then... Oh, now he notices.
Okay, here we go. This is maybe the best chance that Labby has in a long time without the third hero here. It is 40 food against 40 food. Can Labby capitalize on that little mistake of Happy?
Oh, Acolyte's still going down. We're still only mining with 30, or 3 of them rather. 60% that is. Happy though, perhaps overextending into the Undead base a little bit. That Black Citadel, that slow is pretty damn good. And there was a lot of ghouls going down. And incredibly, we are even in supply. I don't even know how that makes sense.
And economy is evened out again. Dude, if Labby gets to game 3 somehow, this is the biggest... It's one of these Super Mario bullets that go through the entire level. That would be one of those moments, but Happy gets the Mana Stone, of course. Mana Potion on game 3, Mana Stone on game 4. But that Mana Stone was cursed on Northern Isles and didn't lead to a victory for Labby earlier. There's still a lot of catching up to do, as Labby is now also forgetting about the ziggurat.
Maybe even in supply, but Labby has to spend so much gold. He needs to build the ziggurat. He's the orb still. He's the Dark Ranger still. And of course also he's behind in experience. This is obviously still a huge lead for Happy. But at least Labby was able to stabilize there a moment ago.
Oh.
He doesn't believe that anymore, Neil.
Wow.
No, he doesn't.
That was one of the weakest grand finals we've ever had from one player and one of the strongest grand finals we've had from the other player. Happy cements himself again as the dominator of the scene. Back-to-back tier 1 tournament finals with the win over 40, with the win over Labby when it counted most. Don't Force Me Cup, Super League, both in the hands of the Emperor.
Very well done. Happy indeed. Looked a bit shaky throughout the running season. We saw Happy was vulnerable. The days where Happy is absolutely unbeatable are definitely over. He lost to Lin and 40 and Labby in the group stage, but it is that killer instinct. It is that championship material to show up the strongest when it counts the most. And with strategic innovation. There was this dangerous build, the one base aggressive build, where 40 was looking good with in the groups and in other tournaments as well, and Happy found the answer. Really solid crypto play with a bit of a variation, selling more buildings to get the expo up faster. Really nice play. Shout out to Dondo, by the way, who didn't want to believe me that this is a bad strategy. Just saying. And I think 40 was a bit overly stubborn, sticking with this strategy. We had one amazing series today. Unfortunately, the grand final, Labby couldn't deliver quite enough.
That is really unfortunate, man. After 6 weeks of the Labby praise and all these great performances and all these great strategies that we've seen from Labby, he wasn't up to the task today. He probably was hoping for his opponent to be Fortitude because he has the best human versus undead in the scene, I guess, up until today, where Happy showed again how monumental he is in this matchup. This is 2,100 WPL points, the point system behind every Warcraft tournament. And this makes it so that Happy is surpassing 40 for the first time in a while. 9,600 points compared to 8,300 points. It shows once again how dominant these two players are. Labby makes a big jump. That was nice. A lot of money also for LabyRinth, rewarding himself for this amazing performance throughout the group stage. But yeah, the stage fright of the challengers against the monsters that are Happy and 40, it is a curse in the scene indeed. But damn, congrats to Happy for this performance here today. Earlier this year, I was criticizing him. He's losing the game 5s, he's losing the game 7s. Where are the clutch plays by Happy? Today, one entire day of clutchness.